What's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 27 of the Formula 1 2019 Noob Career Mode. This time from the Catalunya circuit in Spain. This is usually where all the teams in real life bring out their big updates. We haven't got any big updates to come out, but we do have a couple, hopefully, as we go through the messages, and we can see that one of the chassis upgrades that we went for actually failed. Oh man, that's horrible. So we're going to go and check the R&D chart to see what went wrong. And it's the one at the top that failed, which is good, which means that we can put on the other one that we were looking at getting on at the end of this episode, the one that's below the ultimate chassis upgrade there. So we'll get onto that one at the end of this episode. We've got a lot of major upgrades that we can look at doing as well, which is going to be some very exciting things for us. 3 over in the engine compartment, 2 in the downforce, and we've got 2 majors as well over in the chassis area. But anyway, it's time for us to head into qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix.
Qualifying's about to kick off any moment here at the circuit Barcelona Catalunya. No doubt that today will be full of action on the track. This is a track that tends to ask quite a lot of the tyres, both front and rear. So is it fair to say a great deal of management will be needed in order to do well here?
Tyre wear is always something you have to consider to a certain degree. Finding a good car balance that suits the circuit will help prolong the life of the tyre, but it's true that some circuits, such as this one, are more challenging than others. How hard you can push them depends on your strategy and how tight the battle is around you.
So it's time for us to get straight onto track here for qualifying 1 and see what we can do with the time here. Go down this fairly long front straightaway, all the way down into the hard braking zone for turn 1. We choose to go down to 3rd gear to get a little bit of drive in between the 2 corners there for the chicane. Go around the long sweeping flat out right hander into this heavy braking zone for I think is about turn 5. Now this section is one that always gets me. You can see we've got a little bit of oversteer there on the exit of the left-hander, which took us pretty badly to the right-hander. But we got through it and through the flat-out part at the top of the hill, down to the heaviest braking zone of the entire track, down to 2nd gear. You see, we've got, I think that's Alexander Albon right in front of us that we're catching up to in Toro Rosso, the worst car on the grid. A little bit wide there on the entry to the final corner. We come across the line and it wasn't that good. In fact, it was only good enough for about 9th place there. And Lucas Weber on top, Lewis Hamilton in P4, Charles Leclerc in 5th, Valtteri in 8th, myself in 9th, Devon Butler managing to get his way out of Q1 in 13th, and George Russell also managing to get out in 14th. So now it's time for us to move on to qualifying 2 to see what we can do. And as you can see, we are on the soft tyres. We're not looking at making a medium tyre run at it. And you can also see with our banker lap, it was only good enough for 12th, so we're going to definitely have to pull something out of the bag here. Go purple to the first sector, and we're still up on our time by nearly 5 tenths as we head through the second sector to see what we can do. across the top of the hill. Stayed in 6th gear there. Let's come down the hill. And we're purple to the 2nd sector as well. 5 tenths up. 8 tenths up as we come around that hairpin left-hander. At least I think it's 8 tenths. It must be only 6. No, it's hard for me to see it from here because everything's a little bit scaled down on my screen as I went through the editing process. And we come around the final corner to see what we can do. And it's only good enough for P5. So not the best qualifying effort there from us in Q2. Hopefully we can improve it in Q3. Lewis Hamilton on the provisional pole, Lucas Weber in 3rd, Bottas in 4th, myself in 5th. We'll scroll down a little bit, we can see Leclerc sitting there in P6, Devon Butler in 13th and George Russell in 14th. Move on to the end of Q3 now. This is where all the chips are on the table. This is where we've got to be absolutely on edge the entire time. Go green to the first sector, so it's not purple, which is not good for us and what we're trying to do. Let's see what we can do at the end of the 2nd sector here. Hopefully maybe we'll be able to get the draft off this car in front of us, which I'm not sure who it is. I think it might be Vettel actually. Oh no, it's Hamilton, as we go purple to the 2nd sector. See, we're very up on our previous time as well. Over a second up on our previous time. This is going to be one absolute banger of a lap. Pierre Gasly gets a 1:19.021. Lucas Weber a 1:18.9. We're right up behind Lewis Hamilton. We're actually going to get slipstream off him here for the end of the lap. It's purple.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
And that is going to be pole for the Spanish Grand Prix.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. A Mercedes,
So we got the
Weber
pole,
and
Weber
Pierre
got
Gasly.
2nd.
Well, that wraps up
We'll scroll
qualifying,
down a
but
little
don't
bit
worry,
further. We can
we'll
see
be back
Bottas
tomorrow
down
as we
there
head
in
into the
5th.
Grand Prix.
And we can scroll down a little bit further and Lewis Hamilton only getting P9. So that's definitely going to look good for us if we can come out with this on top. As we go to that interview with Claire.
Let's have your take on it. A superb qualifying performance from your old F2 teammate today. How does it feel to be on the front of the grid with your old F2 teammate beside you? Great. Well, that's everything.
So you can see the rivalry update here, and we're within the range of being able to beat both rivalries at the same time. So this is really exciting if we can pull it off. We see the resource point update as well. And we got just over 1,000 accumulated here for the end of qualifying. And we've already regained all the reputation of all the teams, so that doesn't matter either. Now it's time to quickly go check our messages one last time before we head into the Spanish Grand Prix. Now on to this program's commentators. Or not. We apparently just really want to have a look at the weather. And now it's time to go on to our commentators.
Good afternoon from a very familiar setting. It's race day here in Spain, and with everything still to play for in the championship battle, there's no room for mistakes in a Grand Prix that's well known for creating them. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
And this is something that has ended the career of many a young driver, as that leap up to Formula One proves to be too much. But luckily in this case, I'd say they're doing a good, solid job, and the risk the team took in signing them is definitely starting to pay off.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. It's Mercedes in pole position there. And starting alongside is Lucas Faber. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Gasly, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas and Leclerc, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel, Perez, Sainz, Devon Butler and Russell, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Lando Norris and Kevin Magnussen. Stroll and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alrighty, now it's time to go and check out the strategy for the race. Looks like it's going to be a fairly long run on the soft tyres here. I think I might look at bringing it back a lap, just because there's a tyre wear there. But we're going to play it by ear at the moment. We'll stick to the standard strategy and see how we feel on the tyres. But anyway, it's time for us to get underway for the Spanish Grand Prix. The revs are rising, we've got the 5 red lights, and we're off and away here at Catalonia. Lucas Weber getting a huge run up on our inside, getting the position and the drive off of us to take the lead into turn 1. But we're going to try and come back around his outside. He hits us there, and then we take the lead back from him, coming out of turn 2. Into turn 3, this long sweeping right-hander. We're holding on to the very slim advantages. Weber has now dropped back to 3rd behind Pierre Gasly.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
Now we're making our way through the middle sector of the lap. Everything is looking alright with the car as we're going through all the black box stuff there. Now into the hairpin. Of course, we're going purple to all the sectors because we are the one who's there first, and we get a little bit of oversteer there, coming off the exit of the left-hander again. Something that we've been getting a lot of. As we come out the final corner for the first time, and we're going to lead lap number 1, and hopefully build a little bit of a gap over Gasly. Now we move on to the end of lap 5, the start of lap 6. Lucas Weber is right behind us, and he's absolutely coming. And he gets the position on us into turn 1. We tried doing that around the outside move that we did on the first lap, but it didn't quite work out for us. As we head on now to sector 2. But we skip forward to the end of the lap, and this is where we're going into the pits, and Lucas Weber is coming in as well. We actually went purple to the second sector there.
Exit
Looks
now.
like we're getting held up a little bit there. I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Hamilton that held us up in the pits, which is going to give Weber a bit of an advantage over us as we're coming out.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Now we move on to the middle of lap 9. We go for a big send on Max Verstappen. Purple to the middle sector, green to the first sector. As we continue on, we're trying to go for the fastest lap here. We're not trying too hard because, as you can see, we're in standard fuel mixture, which means that we already tried to have our run at it, but we didn't quite get it. Come across the line, and the virtual safety car is actually out on the track. We did just manage to get the fastest lap, but the virtual safety car's come out. We're going to have a look. Kevin Magnussen is out of the race. And That is unfortunate for the Williams driver who was replacing us.
This is your final lap of the race.
And we move on to the final lap of the race. And looks like we are in a fairly solid second position here. Lucas Weber is far up the road. Kimi Räikkönen right down behind us there. So it's just all about trying to have a nice smooth lap here. We're not trying to get any speed records or anything because we've already got the fastest lap of the race. Down through the hairpin for the final time. A little bit of oversteer on exit as the tyres are starting to go away. As we head into the final sector. Into this final chicane for the final time. To the final corner. Lucas Weber stole the fastest lap out from under us. But we come home P2.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Alfa Romeo. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Looks like they're on their way out to the podium now, and what a result this is! And a popular one with the crowd as well. Great stuff to see the Alfa Romeo team on top here today.
So there it is, Lucas Weber getting a big victory there over us. And Kimi Räikkönen fills out the rest of the podium, so it's a double podium for Alfa Romeo.
It's time to see how this result affects the
So we're
Drivers'
going to have
Championship.
a look at
And
the
the
results
championship
here.
leaders secured more points today, pushing their lead out even further at the top of the standings.
Lucas Weber
now,
with
let's
the
discuss,
win,
Ant, who would you
myself
say
in
is a
second.
contender for Driver of the Day?
Looks
Well,
like
it's
Valtteri
absolutely got to be
Bottas
Alexander
has gotten
Albon, no
himself
hesitation.
fifth position
He
here.
put in a performance today that's only going to build further upon his already growing reputation.
Let's move on to the
Let's go down a
constructors.
little bit
Mercedes
further.
continue to extend their lead. Another team that will be satisfied with
We
this
can
Grand
see
Prix
Devon
is
Butler
Alfa
made his
Romeo,
way up to 10th,
whose good
getting a
result
point for
moves
Toro
them
Rosso.
further up the championship. Well, that was
Let's go
certainly
down
an
a little bit
incredible
further. We see
weekend
Charles
of
Leclerc
racing.
there in 11th.
Be sure to join myself and Ant for
Lewis
more
Hamilton
exciting
all the
Formula
way
One
down in
action soon.
17th. Wow. That is horrible. And George Russell all the way down in 19th position. We'll have a look at the driver standings now. And Lucas Weber has actually moved his way up into second overall. And Bottas made his way into third as well. And we're still on top in the constructors as well. But now it's time for our interview with Claire. And I'm sure she's going to be wanting to talk a lot about Lucas Weber.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Judging from today's race, it must be pretty hard to fend off Devon when he wants to pass. Your old teammate had a much better race this weekend. Do you think we can expect more wins from him? How does it feel to see your former F2 teammate winning a Grand Prix? You had a pretty close finish with Lucas. What's it like racing a former teammate? Great. Well, that's everything.
So now we're going to see the rivalry updates here. And as long as we get the fastest lap, which we do, we have beaten both rivalries. So that's going to be 500 resource point bonus for us as we go and check out the resource points now. There's 897 resource points gains, which brings us up to 1900. Looks like we lost reputation with a lot of the teams as well for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
We're going to go and check out the messages now, and as you can see, there's some interviews from the teammates and rivals of past. So make sure you pause if you want to have a read of them. Now we're going to go and see what we're going to do with the resource tree. So of course we're going to get that chassis upgrade on the way, which is actually going to take a fair chunk out of our resource points here. So for the rest of what we got that ultimate there looming that we need quite a few points for. We've also got these majors over here that we could look at getting as well. We do have the resource points available for them. But we should also have a look at getting something in the durability area as well. I'm thinking that we're definitely going to need to get the gearbox. The gearbox or the ICE, honestly. They're just the two that make the most sense. And as you can see, we've definitely gone for the gearbox durability. But that's going to end this episode, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and go back through the playlist if there's any episodes that you've missed. As per normal, we're going to leave you with the highlights package as provided by Formula 1 2019. And until the next episode, I'll see you guys next time.